Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome back to the Battle for Wesnoth campaign, the South Guard. Last time, we finished up scenario number 4, and in doing so, we made it to Mebrin's house. So, just to remind everybody, we adventured to the Vale of Trees, being escorted and guided there by Etheliel, who's a representative of the elves. And we're seeking out Mebrin, who is an elven sage who has knowledge of the undead and how we could potentially win battles against them, because they are currently a tremendous threat to us as we don't have experience dealing with them. But of course, after we cleared out the Vale of Trees here, we actually killed off the undead that were spawning out of this structure here. And then we also killed off an army of bandits that were coming from this southern fortress as well. We made it to Mebrin's house, but he was nowhere to be found. So we're going to have to see if we can locate Mebrin, and hopefully he hasn't come to any harm at the hands of the undead. Now, before I dive into this next episode, though, I did just want to give a quick shout out to Albtrom, who left a couple of comments on the last episode. Albtrom pointed something out that I had actually missed last episode, which is that we were introduced to the Ghoul, which is a type of undead unit, and it has the ability to poison units, and it's kind of a really tough customer. It's very difficult to deal with because of that poison. What Albtrom noticed is that the Ghoul actually has a different set of resistances compared to other undead units. So, for example, Albtrom noticed that the Ghoul was actually resistant to arcane. And this is important because most undead are very susceptible to arcane damage. And just a reminder, arcane damage is the type of damage done by my white mage here. As you can see with the light beam attack, that's a ranged attack that does arcane damage. So we have to be very careful because ghouls are going to be a little bit different from skeletons and walking corpses. And it's the same story here, I believe. Oh, that's right. Okay, I thought Etheliel did arcane as well, but it turns out she doesn't. Really good point, though, from Albtrom there. Albtrom also mentioned that slow is a very, very powerful ability, and you got to see it in action in the last episode, where I was able to use Etheliel to actually inflict slow on a unit before we killed it. And it's her ensnare attack there that you can see, the second of the 3 attacks. And what this does is it will have the damage and have the movement of the unit that's inflicted with slow. So they do half as much damage, and they can only move half as far. So this makes it much easier to kind of gang up on that unit and, beat the heck out of them and not be as worried about retaliatory attacks. And that's kind of what Albtrom is pointing out. But Albtrom also mentioned something that I didn't realize, and that's that slow actually will cancel out charge and backstab. So if I use it on a cavalry unit, they won't be able to charge any of my units and do extra damage. And if I were to use it on a thief, then they can't backstab me. So even more reason as to why that's very powerful. And this is relevant because I now have another unit that can inflict slow. And that would be my Merman Netcaster, who I just was able to evolve at the end of this last scenario. And I'm very, very excited to try out moving forward. So big thank you to Albtrom for pointing those things out, because again, there's tons of little things that I'm going to miss kind of. So I really appreciate that being pointed out. All right, let's proceed to scenario number 5. Etheliel led the men of the South Guard into the southern forest. The deep woods were overcast with unnatural shadow as they entered, shrouded with eerie silence and uncanny stillness. Gray darkness sapped all color from their surroundings, rendering all murky and gloomy, with every movement and every sound muted in the thick fog. Deoran's small company kept vigilant watch on the dense forest and on each other, wary of the foreboding ambience, and even the elves seemed rather disconcerted. For many weeks they marched down nameless paths that no man had trod before. From time to time, Deoran fancied that he saw ghostly images of elven villages and halls in the deep woods, but as they advanced, even those became scarce. Far from civilization, in the deep woods, time passed in blurred day and night with the ever-creeping chill of deathly shadow growing upon them. Finally, Etheliel told the men to halt and pitch camp. They had reached the Black River, beyond which no elf or man would willingly pass. It's so cold here, and this fog is so thick. This cannot be natural for a forest like this. I fear this is the effects of powerful black magics. This is quite a change from fighting bandits in the farmlands near Weston. So, even you humans are being affected by the dark sorcery that taints this land. Then there is no better place than here. We should stop and rest before we proceed. This place is indeed foreboding, but why do we need to stop and make camp specifically here? The Black River is before us. Few elves have crossed it, and fewer still have explored the dark forest beyond. If the undead come from across the river, we must exercise great caution in our search for them. Even if this forest is decidedly grim, we must not fear its inhabitants so much so that we dare not even confront them. I am ready and willing to fight. Caution, not fear, human. Anxious as I am to find the whereabouts of our great sage, it would do us no good to charge straight into the trap of the enemy. We will need help to scour woods as dangerous as these, and so I have asked some of my people to aid us. My soldiers and shamans will fight at your command. Now, so long as you feel prepared to brave the perils beyond the river, we can continue onward. Thank you for your help, my lady. I am ready for whatever lies in wait for us, be it man, beast, or skeleton. Sir Garrick, Minister Hylas, on your order, Sir Deoran. Evil never rests, nor does the light that seeks to exterminate it. Very well, then. Come, men, let us gather our wits and probe the forest for its secrets. So here we are, scenario number 5, Choice in the Fog. Our victory condition is to investigate the areas to the south of the Black River. Our defeat conditions are either the death of Deoran, Sir Garrick, Minister Hylas, Ethelial, or if our turns run out, and we have 38 turns remaining. As always, there's going to be a gold carryover in effect with an early finish bonus. Okay, so it sounds like we're going to have access to some elven units in this particular scenario, which could be kind of interesting for us. And what's really neat here is you can see we actually don't have any eyes on the map, so we're going to have to do some exploring. So let's see what we can do here. So we're going to start off with probably recalling some of our most powerful units. And you know what? We did get to actually keep the Elvish Rangers, the Elvish Bodyguards. I really didn't think we would get to keep those. I had mentioned in the last episode, in Scenario 4, that we had obtained these Rangers after one of my units was killed, and I thought, these will probably disappear at the end of the scenario, but looks like I was wrong. So let's think about who we want to bring out here. So we have a lot of gold. We have 250 gold. So I think maybe we'll start with our Dragoon. We'll recall our Dragoon. That's going to provide us with some extra movement to kind of maximize our scouting potential here. So first things first, let's send our cavalry down here just to see what we can get our eyes on. Okay, so nothing so far. I think we'll probably send... You know what, we could send Ethelial into the forest over here where she's highly protected. And that would allow her... Okay, there we go. Now we can kind of see what we're dealing with. So that's actually quite helpful. We'll go a little further. So we want to send a unit over here to capture this village, that's for sure. Looks like we've got some shallow water right here to cross, so that's going to be helpful. Sir Garrick will probably send south, I think. Minister Hylas, probably the same story. And then in terms of bringing in some other units, let's see what else we can recall. So we're probably going to want some of our mermen involved here. We have our warrior who did absolute work last scenario. I believe our warrior actually was responsible for killing at least one, if not both, of the enemy commanders. So that was pretty cool. And then we also have our merman netcaster, and of course these elvish rangers. We also have our master bowman, who is completely maxed out in terms of evolving. So this is the final tier unit, the tier 3 or level 3 unit of the bowman class. So you know what? We probably want to get him involved just because he's so powerful. So let's recall him. He's expensive, but as long as we're able to get some villages here, we should be okay. And then let's recall... You know, it wouldn't be bad having at least one of our merman units here. So let's grab our warrior, and then the next turn we'll bring in the netcaster as well. Yeah, and I think that's going to about do it for the turn. So we will end it there. Okay. Now, it's also important to note here that the elves are neutral. So they won't really benefit or suffer a penalty at any given time. So they're kind of immune to the day-night cycle effects, really. But they also don't get a benefit at certain times either, so... let's check out what's kind of over here. We can capture this village, improve our income a little bit. And now, with our cavalrymen, we want to start proceeding... We don't want to get overexposed with a single unit, but... so that's why I'm being a little bit cautious with how I'm moving. Now our Dragoon can move down to assist our other cavalry unit here, so that's going to help us out. Now our... Oh, nice. Okay, our mermen can actually get to the water in one go. That's quite helpful. And then let's recall our netcaster while we're at it. And importantly, the netcaster and the warrior are both loyal, meaning that they don't cost any upkeep. So that's very, very helpful. And then we could also... Actually, these elvish rangers are both loyal as well. So, and so is Moreth here, the swordsman. Let's grab the elvish rangers. I think we'll actually recall both of them. And then we'll bring Moreth in next turn. Actually, you know what? I lied. Let's bring Moreth in now. And I'm going to probably send him south, and I'll send the elven unit to the right over here. I think that's going to about do it for this turn. Yeah, we're in good shape. So again, we just want to do some additional scouting and kind of figure out what's going on around us here. So let's keep kind of wandering over this way. And we have to be careful. We don't want to... Ethereal getting into any unnecessary danger, but I think she's pretty mobile and she's well protected while she's in the forest area, so I think she'll be okay. Now our mermen can start kind of heading through the water here. Yeah, we'll do that. So they can start heading kind of to the south, I guess sort of to the southeast over here, and see what they can find. And then our cavalry units here. Okay, looks like we found maybe like a fort of some kind over here, so we'll keep heading that way. Okay, yeah, there we go. We'll go check out... Ooh, and look at that. We found a village that belongs to somebody that's not us. You can see it's a green flag, so that's probably an opponent. Send our other units down as well. Now our elven unit can actually start heading over this way to potentially back up Ethereal if she does need any assistance. And then the rest we're going to start sending down across the bridge. So now I think what we'll do is we will probably recall our ranger here to, again, assist further off to the east here. So let's do that. And then we will also recall our bowman who has quite a bit of experience. We also have ourselves a loyal spearman. I believe this is our peasant who we evolved in the last scenario and is now a spearman. So that's really cool. Having a loyal unit like that is always useful. So We'll probably try to level up and gain experience with Maquis here. But let's recall Rallin, because about 2/3 of the way to leveling up, which is great. All right, that'll do it for our turn. So now, oh, okay, there we are. There's the undead. And as you can see, we've got a number of ghouls that it looks like we're going to be up against. So let's actually take a look at what Albtrom had pointed out here. So what you can see is that when it comes to resistances, they actually don't really have any weaknesses. So they have arcane resistance, a little bit of blade resistance, quite a lot of cold resistance, and they even have fire and pierce resistance. So these things are actually very difficult to deal with just because of the fact that they are kind of resistant to everything, and they aren't particularly weak to anything, as you can see here. Really, impact is probably your best bet against them, and that's just breaking even. They're not weak to it, and they're not strong against it either. It's kind of neutral. They don't have any extra protection, but they don't have any weakness. All right. So we want to be careful now because, again, these units can poison us, so might have to... I wonder if we should maybe pull back ever so slightly. Give our other units kind of a chance to catch up. I'm talking about pull back with our cavalry, maybe. You know, I could head over and check out what's across the bridge there. That's not a bad idea, actually. First, before we commit to that, let's just see... Okay, so we can see a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I think I see something moving in the fog. It looks like an encampment. Oh, yeah, there it is. So those are bandits, it would look like. So we've got some bandits over there. I think what we'll do, even though we're not going to get any benefit out of sitting in the fort here, it will prevent an enemy unit from occupying it. So I think that's what we'll do. And then our Dragoon, on the other hand, we could presumably actually head down there, but I think that would kind of overexpose us a little bit, because then we'd take damage from all these different ghouls down here, pretty much. Although, let's see, this one couldn't reach me, this one could, that one couldn't. So, were we to move... Oh, actually, let me try that again. So that's 1, 2... Actually, no, the only one that could attack me would be this one. So, you know what, that's not the worst idea in the world. The only problem is I'm almost certainly going to end up getting poisoned because they have a 60% chance to hit, and all it takes is one hit and I'm poisoned. I could use a crossbow shot, but again, that's not doing a ton of damage. So, this is kind of a tricky situation. I'm just looking, so if I were to move my cavalry here, again, we're not taking any hits from any of these units based on their movement potential. This one's going to probably attack us. It might even move into the fort here. You know what? Let's do this. I mean, again, the only danger, of course, is it's soon to be nighttime. As you can see, it's dusk currently. But we can always retreat back and use our white mage to heal. So let's get in there and attack with our sword. Oh. Okay, well, we did some damage. It's a shame, though, that we missed so many of our attacks there. And of course, now we're poisoned, which means we're going to be in trouble here very shortly. So we'll move our mermen in. We want to get them involved. Our swordsmen can start moving down to assist us. Now, as for Ethelial here, why don't we head over here? I'm almost certain there's going to be something hiding over here on the easternmost side of the map. Now, is there any way across? Yes, there is. Right here we could cross. So, I think we'll send our elven bodyguard over to start crossing there. Same story here. We'll have this one kind of follow in the same footsteps. We'll actually do the same with our bowmen as well. Now, as for what we can recruit... Ooh, we have some options here. We have elvish fighters. We have an elvish shaman. I believe... I could be mistaken, but I believe an elvish shaman... Yeah, can heal. So, this is like the level 1 unit, and as it gets stronger, it can heal more and more. So, that's actually really, really good. Really nice to have. To have options for another healer unit. And you can see here that it doesn't actually have the ability to cure poison yet, Presumably, if this unit were to evolve, it would then gain the ability to use... it would gain the ability, presumably, to use Cure. So let's see. Can we recall anybody else? I don't really think so. The only ones we might consider would be this Loyal Spearman, just to save us some money. So you know what? Let's do that. And then we will recruit ourselves a... Maybe we'll do an Elvish Fighter. And then we'll also recruit an Elvish Shaman. That way we have more healing. Now, I think we're in good shape there for our movement, so we will end our turn there. Well, you know, Ethereal, we could keep moving here. The question is, do we want to just check out a little more over to this side? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, nothing over here. We'll probably start bringing Ethereal back to start crossing the river. Although now that I look at it, we might actually be able to cross the water further to the east there. Oh, nice. We did big damage and we didn't take any hits there. That was excellent. And we took damage from our poison, but we were able to dish out some punishment. Now, they're kind of cutting off this cavalry's escape here by encroaching on us the way they are, so we will have to be very careful. What I could presumably do here is actually head over this way. We also have to watch out because these thugs are moving in. So this might actually be a good opportunity to just kind of run away. Of course, this ghoul is very close to death. We could probably get the kill. Oh, and there's a walking... Oh, that's a soulless. I was going to say a walking corpse, but I believe a soulless... Yeah, it's an evolved version of the walking corpse. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is basically just a straight upgrade of the walking corpse. Can still inflict plague, which turns the unit that's killed into a zombie on the enemy team. Yeah, so it's just a tougher version, apparently. Yeah, and it's weak to arcane. Okay. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, there's the standard level 0 version, the walking corpse. Yeah, we're going to need backup pronto here. Let's see what we do. So, we can move our bowman down like this. We can move their Garrick to here, perhaps. And then I think what we might do, actually, is retreat our cavalry back up. Our Dragoon back up this way. Ooh, and there's some additional units sighted over on the other side of the water. Now, the question is, where do we want to go? Just looking at where we're going to be susceptible to attack. So, I think we'll probably actually go further back like this. Thank the light, you're alive! You need not thank anyone that we are alive, wretched criminals. We know of your alliance with the undead and the evil you have brought to this land. Aye, prepare to be slain, you abominable scum. You will pay for what you have done to our home. Please, please, just hear me out. I know of these undead that you seek, and I know that you plan to destroy both them and us out of revenge. I am sorry my brothers attacked you. It was never my intention to cause everyone so much suffering. Tell us what you know of these undead. Make one wrong move and we will not hesitate to attack. I swear that I am not your enemy. I will gladly tell you what I know. A year ago, we ventured into the land of the elves in secret, and we captured a great sage. We forced him to teach us the secrets of this forest. You imprisoned Mebrin? You loathsome vermin! Wait, hear me out. He told us that in the woods to the south of here, there was a powerful nexus of dark energy. He took us there and taught us to summon the dead to fight for us. I saw the folly in doing such a thing, but my brothers were weak and foolish, and soon fell under the sway of the corrupting magic. They summoned undead that they could not control, and soon they became slaves to the power they had sought to master. A complete and utter lie from complete and utter scum. Please, Ethelial, let us hear him out. What happened to Mebrin? I am not sure. He must have known that the undead would corrupt and enslave us. Stop stalling and tell us what happened. Mebrin was more powerful than any of the undead we summoned, and yet he did not resist them. He allowed them to make him one of them and became a lich of formidable power. He took control of the other undead lords and now leads them from the depths. You dare spew such falsities. Mebrin would never fight for the undead, much less lead them. Sir Deoran, sages and mystics of great skill and age are often the first to succumb to the taint of black magic. Wisdom and power are not enough to master undeath. The only way to conquer it is to resist the temptation altogether. If this Mebrin played a part in the summoning of these undead, I do not doubt that he was corrupted as well. Indeed, these elves are not as incorruptible and pure as they like to believe they are. I suspect that this sage's pride led him to believe that he could master a power that is uncontrollable. Very well, but even supposing your story is true, you are still criminals. We have committed wrongdoings in the past, but at least in the fight against the undead, we can be your friends. They are as much our enemies as they are yours, and we know the secrets of their lair and their powers. We can be of great aid in your battle against them. Think of the destruction they have wrought on your land. Think of how they trespassed on our lands and kidnapped our wisest sage. No matter what they know of these undead, you cannot ally yourselves with these thugs. They are as evil as the undead. Oh, okay, so we gotta think about this. Okay, peace. Let me think. I must consider this carefully. If I ally with the elves, I must fight the bandits. But if I ally with the bandits, I will make enemies of the elves. So our choices are either to continue to pursue the bandits and kind of make them pay for their transgressions, even though they now seem very apologetic, or to kind of forgive them and unite with them in the fight against the undead, but in doing so probably anger the elves. See, I'm kind of tempted to just make them pay, because again, they've transgressed pretty heavily, even if Mebrin might actually be involved. So I'm going to say that your crimes are too great. You will fall with the foul undead. Then this parley is over. You may have caused the doom of all of us. You will pay for taking Mebrin from us if he is harmed. Okay, so our victory condition has changed. Find the source of the undead and destroy it, and then defeat Urza Aphelas. So now we have to fight the bandits, but the elves at least remain on our side. And our defeat conditions have remained the same. Okay, this is going to be very, very difficult now, because now we've still got, two enemy forces that we have to focus on here. So, as I said, we're going to move our cavalry back here. We'll move... Oh, and the white mage can't quite get there this turn. That's frustrating. Hang on, can we undo? Okay, we could go here. And then go like this. And then our cavalry can retreat back like this. Yeah, I think that would be fine. I don't think we're going to be killed off or anything. We will take some damage, though, that's for sure. Alright, so... You know what? Let's check out and see if we can... Oh, and we can't go across here. Dang, that's frustrating. Might be able to cross kind of over there, though, so we'll keep doing that with Ethereal, and in the meantime, we'll start sending our elves across the water here. Thankfully, they have a bit of an escort coming in the form of our mermen here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to send our mermen in somewhat aggressively here. We'll go kind of like this and like this. And what I'm hoping is that they're going to actually be enticed to come and attack me in the water there. You know what? Let's even go... Yeah, I really want them to come and fight me. So we'll actually position ourselves right here and see if they take the bait and come to fight us. Okay. Now, we got to move our other units here. So, we definitely want to start sending some units across the water. And we're going to send our spearmen probably down this way. But we'll send our healer kind of over here. Now, we still have 55 gold, although we're already having to pay quite a bit of upkeep. So, maybe what we'll do is we could recall our peasants. Now, I mean, that's kind of expensive to just spend, 20 gold on a peasant, but they are loyal, so they wouldn't be the worst idea. Alternatively, we could just recruit a unit or two, even though we might have to pay. You know what? Maybe we'll grab ourselves a merman hunter. There's quite a bit of water on this map, so wouldn't be so bad having one. And then maybe we'll recruit or recall one more unit, and then I think we might want to get Deoran sort of involved in the fight a little bit. You know what? Let's do a cavalryman. And then Deoran himself, we can start kind of trying to get involved. And we can always retreat back and build more units, or recruit more units up there, I should say. Not build, recruit. Alternatively, we might be able to come down here, although it is a ruined encampment keep. But you can recruit units at any encampment keep. This one is ruined, though, so we might not be able to use it. But if we can move Deoran to any of the functional encampment keeps, we will be able to recruit units. All right, let's see what happens here. Ooh, and our netcaster's taking some punishment. Ooh, I'm going to have to get him out of there. He's in big trouble. Now, thankfully, he didn't die, so I'm okay there, but he's going to be kind of out of commission here a little bit. I guess I shouldn't have put him in melee range the way I did. That was maybe a mistake. Okay, poison's been cured on a few of our units, thank goodness. Alright, so we can... You know what, maybe what we'll do actually with the netcaster... Well, I think we should play it safe and actually just retreat out of there. I can bring my warrior in to try to do some damage, though. So what we'll do is we will retreat him back. We'll head up to try and head back to that village, actually. So yeah, that was a mistake. This is a unit that's maybe not quite as effective in melee combat, and so I shouldn't have used him the way I did. That was a mistake on my part. We'll step in, though, and do some melee combat. Unfortunately, we missed that one attack, which is really a shame. I was hoping we would get the kill there, but no such luck. Okay, so now we can attack these pesky ghouls that are in desperate need of killing. So ranged attacks are going to be our friend here, that's for sure. So let's see if we can do some damage here. Ooh, nice, good work there. Follow that up with our swordsman here. Sir Garrett can try to get the kill here. Just need to hit one more. Yes, perfect. And we didn't get poisoned. That's perfect. Now, our swordsman can step on down and try for the kill. Probably won't get it. Yeah, no. And unfortunately, we got poisoned. Now, between our other units here, we should hopefully be able to kill off this ghoul. I think what I'll do is I will kind of go like this, and I will do some light beam attack. One, two, and okay, well, not bad. And then we could do a crossbow shot and then follow that up with some additional damage here from our cavalry. Little concerned about these thugs, though. This one actually can come in and attack the white mage, so that was maybe a mistake moving the white mage where I did. Alright, let's use our dragoon and see what kind of damage we can do with the crossbow, maybe. Excellent. Okay, we really needed that. And then if we step over here, what are our odds of getting the kill? Ooh, only a 12% chance. That's not great. Yuck. Versus over here. Well, we've got a 50% chance. I like those odds quite a bit better, so I think we'll do that. Oh, we missed. Oh, geez, that was terrible. We might end up losing Jarek. I really hope we don't, but... Alright. Yeah, our elven bodyguard is going to step on down to kind of assist us. Bowman's going to keep moving as well. And we'll just keep moving our units kind of across here. Again, it is nighttime right now, which is part of why we're having so much difficulty. Deoran himself can keep moving. Our merman can make his way down as well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to undo that for a sec. I think I'm going to actually send the cavalry this way. There we go. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, I almost forgot about Etheliel over here. So, can she move down this way? Yes, she can. Okay, that's perfect. So she can kind of flank down this way. Although she is kind of by herself, so we'll have to be very careful. That'll do it for our turn. Now let's see what happens. I think this is going to get ugly. Okay, so the human bandits are still fighting the undead. They're just fighting us as well. So it's basically like a free-for-all. Oh, they took out that ghoul, I guess. Okay, nice. We got the kill there. Oh, geez. The enemy commanders come out to attack our merman warrior. Ooh, and he's taking some serious punishment. He's going to have to retreat. Yeah, our mermen really took a beating, so they're going to have to get out of there. Alright, so the undead and the bandits can kind of have at each other. That's fine by me. Yeah, so, ooh, look at this. Only 2 health left. Yikes. Well, that's what I get for fighting at night. I shouldn't have been doing that, probably. That was not particularly wise of me. So we will retreat back this way, and then what we'll do is we're going to try to entice them over to, I think, attacking me right here, because they can't step into the deep water. So we'll use the bodyguard here as a bit of a stopgap here on them coming forward. And then we really got to get our healer down there to start healing up our poor mermen that are in such rough shape. Now, over here, we're in a little bit better situation. So, we've got the undead here that obviously need to be killed. And then it would be great to get Sir Garrick or somebody into this little encampment here. But I don't know if that's going to be feasible necessarily. Or actually getting the bowman would be probably one of the most desirable things we could do. So maybe what we'll do with the bowman is we'll step up like this, and we'll try and get the kill with our bow. Perfect, okay. And we need to heal this bowman as soon as we're able to. Unfortunately... Oh, okay, we're going to be able to get there, actually, if we move our cavalrymen off here a little bit. So, why don't we... Let's see, we need to kill this ghoul. So I want my white mage right here so it can start healing the master bowman and getting rid of the poison. Let's see, whoops. So I suppose the cavalry could come over and do some work. Trying to figure out what would sort of be the best approach to dealing with this ghoul. Sir Garrick, unfortunately, is unable to make it to kill this ghoul. But it's not the worst thing ever. Okay, we'll move on down this way. Deoran can move down as well. Merman Hunter can move on down. Yeah, I definitely made some mistakes there with my Merman, that's for sure. In particular with this Merman Netcaster, I really, that wasn't the smartest. You know what, we'll send him up to the village to get kind of max healing. Okay, so let's figure out what to do about this ghoul. So, we can step up with our swordsman here. And then we can also bring the Dragoon in to assist as well. That's probably what we'll do. Just have to be careful. I don't want the swordsman to die, obviously. You know what? Let's attack with the Dragoon first. Wow, and we dodged all the attacks coming at us. That was excellent. So thankfully, we avoided getting poisoned. Now let's try and do some damage here. Okay, not quite the kill, but we'll probably get the kill here with Jarek now. Oh, and okay, at least we got the kill, but unfortunately we got poisoned. So that's kind of a shame. So what we'll do is we'll move our White Mage here, and then we'll put Sir Garrick right there to guard our White Mage a little bit from subsequent attack. Now, Ethereal here, we can actually head down and take one of the villages. Which wouldn't be the worst idea. We have to be very careful, though, because obviously she could take some nasty damage, and she's also kind of susceptible. She only has 44 health. So maybe it's better to stay in the woods. I don't know. She's got even higher defense in the woods. But you know what? I'm kind of... Okay, you know what we'll do is we'll move down and see what we're looking at. Yeah, okay. So, really, there's only one unit that's actually going to be a threat to us, so that's fine. Ooh, the boss could come back and attack us if we go here, so what we'll do is we'll take this village. Alright, I think that's good for our turn. We're going to end it there. Now, we can kind of take advantage of this combat between the bandits and the undead. If we can get the last hit on some of these units, we'll be able to, and get the kill, we'll be able to get quite a bit of experience. But unfortunately, that didn't pan out there. Oh yeah, okay, not really a surprise there that we're coming under attack. Holy, and look at this, we've got a third faction there that's in purple. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is getting tough. Holy cow. Oh boy. Alright, so now we've got to deal with these pesky foot pads here. Alright, so our Elven Rangers can now step down into the woods, which is excellent, as they'll have really good cover. Well, the one will, anyway. Can we undo that? I don't think we can, no. What I would have preferred is actually to move here, and then kind of limit the movement of the other units, but I think we'll be alright if we go here. Yeah, they're not going to get past us, so I think we're fine. Oh, this one could, an attack here, which would be not great, but if the unit moves in here, if the enemy leader moves here, he's going to be just as vulnerable as we are, so I'm not as upset about that. Now, we need to keep healing our units, that's for sure, so I think what we'll do is we'll back up, we'll go like this to get some healing going, and then we're just going to keep on trucking through the water here. And we'll bring our Merman Hunter on down to assist as well. Try and pull some of the aggro, maybe. Things are going to start getting really messy here, I think. Deoran will kind of keep on the other side here, keep him back a little bit. And we got to get rid of this poison and start healing up some of our units. So I think what we'll do is we'll form a bit of a ring around our white mage here, like this, and then just start healing everybody. That's going to be the game plan there. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll end our turn there, I think. Oh, I almost forgot, though. We have Ethereal as well. So Ethereal can try and do some pretty heavy damage and maybe kill off this footpad. The only problem, of course, is then we're going to be susceptible to attack from this skeleton archer and also the enemy leader, who could really inflict some punishment on us. So, yeah, we're going to have to be very, very careful. But if we can get the kill, we'll be in... I think we'll be okay. Ooh, and we didn't... Dang, we didn't get the hit. We would have needed to hit with all three, so... Now we might be in some trouble. But we'll end it there and see what happens. Not only that, but the unit heals because it's on that village, too. Thankfully, the bandits do seem very focused on the undead and not so much on us. Okay, our bowman's coming under attack. Didn't take any damage. Neither did our swordsman. Yeah, and there they go, after the undead, exactly. Okay, the enemy leader and Ethereal are going toe-to-toe. There's some stuff going on in the mist that we can't quite see. Okay, nice healing being attributed there, and here we go. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we needed there from our white mage. So a bunch of our poison has been cured, and we also got some of our health back, which is exactly what we needed. So now we have to start doing some damage. So why don't we go like this and attack with our spears on this thug. Excellent. Come on. Yes, got the kill. Excellent work. We got some good experience out of that. Now our rangers here can step on in and try to kind of assist Ethereal a bit. So what we'll do is we'll capture the villages as we move in like that. Continue to advance our other units here slowly but surely. Probably want this guy to head up to the other village and start healing up there. You know what we'll do is we'll do this and that. And then we'll send our healer down with the rest of our units. And I just want to double check. I don't think there are any villages up here that I saw. But yeah, I don't see any on the map, and I don't see any when I pan over. Just wanted to make sure, because if there were any, it would probably be nice to grab them. Now, here's the question. Do I want to try for a slow, or just try and do some heavy damage with thorns? If I can land a slow, that would be pretty effective. It's just got a very low chance to hit. I think we'll just go for the damage, though, just to be kind of safe here. Yeah, oh yeah, big damage. Oh, nice. Perfect. So some of that's going to be healed by the village, but, I mean, again, he's down to 5 health, so that's very, very good. Now, meanwhile, over here, we need to now deal with this footpad and, well, these multiple footpads that are kind of threatening us at the moment, so... Fortunately, we have really low odds of hitting. Yeah, and unsurprisingly, we missed all of our attacks. Nice, we hit once, though. Now, what if our Dragoon was to come down and attack as well? Ooh, really low odds to hit, though. We also have to watch out. This unit is now getting closer to leveling up. Oh, yeah, we could light beam him to death, though. Let's do that. Oh, come on. Really? Wow, I can't even believe that. Oh, boy. Well, this isn't good. Alright, we'll try our Master Bowman. If we don't get the kill here, he's probably going to evolve, which is not good. Come on. Oh my gosh, that's scary. Okay, we need one hit. Come on. Really low odds, but let's do it. Yes, okay. Oh, whew. That's all we needed there, is just to get one hit to cover our butts there a little bit. Oh, and I forgot about this guy, so Jarek's going to be kind of vulnerable, so we might move him over a little bit just to get him out of the way. Deoran can just keep moving down that way. Actually, you know what? Jarek, we might even move him. Ooh. Yeah, Jarek's going to be in a tough spot here. I think we'll go here just to try to capitalize on the healing from the White Mage. And then we'll just double check the rest of our movement here. Yeah, okay, we're in good shape. We're going to end it there. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the enemy leader retreated. Makes sense. He's recruiting some reinforcements. Not really surprising. Our Master Bowman coming under attack. Ooh, and there that ghoul just shredded that thug. Oh, and look at that. That's a level 2 bone shooter. Yikes. That's scary. Alright, let's see if we can finish off the enemy bandit leader here with some thorns. Wow, okay, and we weren't able to get the kill, unfortunately. Let's try it again here with our bow. Are you serious? Oh, there we go. Fools! That lich will be the death of us all. Now we are all doomed. So the bandit leader is now dead, but we still, of course, have the problem now of dealing with all of these super powerful undead. And you can see here we've got death blades, we've got bone shooters. These are level 2 units. That's pretty scary. So this is a really heavy melee-focused unit, whereas this is the ranged unit, kind of equivalent of my elvish bodyguards here. And actually, this bodyguard's in a tough spot now that I look at it. Oh boy. Yeah, this just went from, you know, looking like we're in decent shape to actually me kind of questioning it. Okay. We need to kill off this foot pad just to kind of clear up our backside, I guess. We should probably try and get Deoran over to this encampment so we can recruit units there if need be. I have a feeling we're going to need some reinforcements as soon as possible, so... now, here's the question. Do we want to try to maybe reinforce our situation over here? So this ranger could presumably actually go and stand kind of in front of his buddy to provide some extra protection. It's not the worst idea in the world. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Let's do that. There we go. Oh my goodness. Look at these undead. And they're very powerful. Holy. There's yet another bone shooter. So we're up against some very, very tough customers. Actually, Sir Garrick is getting very close to leveling up. So if we could try to get the kill with him, that would actually be excellent. So, let's see. Let's try and maybe do some light beam damage if we can. Soften him up a little bit here. Nice. Okay, we landed all the attacks. Now we just need to hit once and we would get the kill. Come on, baby. Oh, dang. I mean, again, really low odds with only 30% chance to hit, so do the same thing here. Nice, and we got the hit. And now Moreth is actually very close to leveling up as well, so that's excellent. Now our Master Bowman here, he has taken some punishment, but he's still in pretty good shape. So let's see, can we get the kill? Oh yeah, fantastic. Our Dragoon is now ready to go, basically. Full health. Deoran, we're going to move over this way. Jarek is in pretty good condition. So now, do we want to ride down and see if maybe we can steal a kill here? Of course, we'll be at risk of all the units attacking us, but let's try it. Ooh, dang, hang on. So, looks like this might be the enemy keep or something here. You can see we've got some castle structures. Oh, boy. Oh, and our spearmen can actually get down there, so maybe we actually shouldn't get too aggressive with our Dragoon just yet. Especially with all these ghouls down here. That could end very poorly for me. Yeah, you know what? Let's play it a little more conservative. As much as I want the experience, we could risk our spearman, who's a little bit, you know, less important. So maybe we do that. Come on, get that kill. Yes, there we go. Now, this unit may get killed, but if not, we've gotten a good amount of XP out of that, so. And you know what? We'll head over this way as well. Okay. That takes care of that situation. Now, our other units here need to just keep on moving. Keep on trucking across the water. Now, okay, nice. Our Netcaster is basically ready to go. I think I'll actually send him in. We'll keep our warrior here to keep healing as much as possible, though. We'll end our turn right there. Ooh, yeah, I kind of figured our spearmen would probably take quite a beating. Thankfully, though, those thugs are going to provide a little bit of cover, actually, from the undead, as you can see right here. Oh, that's not good. Oh, jeez, these undead archers are terrifying. Boy, and they hit really hard. It's about to be nighttime as well, so we're in a tough situation. I mean, thankfully, we have reinforcements on their way in, but yeah, this is not looking very encouraging for us at the moment. So what I'm going to do is retreat this unit back to get some health. And then I'm going to head down here, and we can do some magic damage to this bone shooter. That would probably be a good option for us. And then our ranger bodyguard can just kind of stay where he is, I think. Alright, so yeah, here's what we'll do. We'll go like this. We'll do our fairy touch. Very nice. We were able to inflict some damage. Unfortunately, we took a bit, but was pretty good, and we can do some sword damage here. Very nice. Okay, so this bone shooter is almost dead. But we need reinforcements like pronto. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll park right here to get a little bit of extra healing out of the Elvish Shaman. Alright, now down here we got to figure out what to do. So we could step up here and try to get the finish actually with our with Sir Garrick, although again very low odds to hit. We want to get our spearman out of there because he's obviously in a tough situation. We could step in and try to kill the ghoul. I almost forgot we've got this hunter over here as well. You know what, maybe we'll just do a little more exploring with him to see if we can find the source of the enemy. These purple enemy that are coming at us. Yeah, it's probably coming out of this castle over here. Okay, now for Sir Garrick, Decisions, as always. I think we should kind of try to consolidate our position a little bit. So what I'm going to do is move here, and then I'm going to retreat back with the spearmen like this. Sir Garrick can step up. Like that. Swordsman there, and then Deoran can move over this way. And we've got Jarek, and we've also got our Dragoon Rovan here, so again, do we want to play this conservative, or do we want to charge in and see if we can maybe get a kill? I think we're going to play it conservative just to be safe. Don't want to get overexposed at this point. We've still got plenty of turns left, so I'm not worried about that. We'll end it there and see what happens. At least they're distracting the undead very, very well. Excellent. Nice, and we dodged the poison there too. That's fantastic. That high defense in the forest is really paying off. I mean, we're taking damage, but thankfully at least we're dodging a lot of the damage. Oh no, Thelial's she's taking a lot of damage. Thankfully she was able to slow that enemy, but I think we need to kind of retreat out of there. We're outmatched, we're outgunned. I think we might need to fall back before we get surrounded completely. We're almost there, actually. We're kind of in that situation. Yikes, this isn't good. So this bodyguard's in really tough, rough shape. We can't lose Athelial, obviously, because if she dies, it's all over, so... Oh boy. You know what? I think this might be a good place to save it, and we might do this scenario as a two-part series, because this is quite the ordeal. So we've successfully eliminated the bandits, but unfortunately now we're left with the undead, and we don't have an ally to help us with the undead. So we got our work cut out for us. I think we're gonna save it right here. So we'll go to the menu. We're gonna save the game as we'll call this Part 1 break. That'll do it for Part 1 of Scenario 5. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.